right, let's get started. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's going well tonight. All right, microphone is working good. Okay, cool. We're going to continue off doing this. We've just got to get all this data, this rendering out correctly. We do have a couple of issues. The other thing that we've got to do also is add in the ability to change these. So if something changes, we'll get it updated. And also have the ability to add and remove. The remove won't be too hard. We should have an endpoint for that and it should just work. Famous last words. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So I'm just going to close everything here just so that we've got a clean slate. We know what we've got. We've got an error. So what's actually happening is when it's populating as the drop down, we've got an error. So we've got to figure out how to fix it. And we just should be, hopefully, famous last words, should be easy. Oh, socks, careful. So what I want to do is I want to go into source, I want to go into components, I want to go into object component, I then want to go into, this is part of the link objects. We've got the link objects up here. And then we've got the relationship links underneath there. So we got this is loading working and all that kind of fun stuff. That was great. It's this that isn't working. So we've got relationship and relationship, reverse relationship. So if I go inside of here, we should have both of those coming down as props. There's our messages, that's all perfectly fine. So there's our relationship, it's a string, and our relationship, reverse relationship is there. Now, when it comes in, we also have our relationship model there. And that should be passing down here like this. We also do have our relationship list, which if we scroll all the way up is just this. So we've got the value, relates, is blocked, and all that kind of fun stuff in there. Which that should be passing down into the welk component, which I don't believe we can get to. Nah, we can't get to, which is fine. But we've got the source code. We can open it up just in case there is actually a bug. Now the idea is when it sends the V model down with the relationship model, it should automatically connect up with that piece of data. At the moment, it isn't, which is very annoying. So I'm going to try and find out where this is breaking. If it's here, if I'm doing conversion wrong up here, sorry, in here, if I'm doing conversion wrong in here, or if it's part of welk. So, actually, it's right here. Priority undefined. Oh, we're passing as a new int. All right. No, that's not correct. Oh, we've just hit our first ad break. All right, how's everyone going tonight? Hopefully going well. We are joined here by Socks. There she is. Just scoot over a little bit. And yeah, you're right, Socks. You should be more in frame. There we go. For those on YouTube wondering what's actually happening, we have ads every half an hour on Twitch. You don't get ads, don't worry about it. And yeah, we just run them to stop the pre-rolled ads that Twitch forces onto us. So yeah. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. I'm just checking the delivery of my food. Give me 2 seconds. I don't think they've left. I don't think they've left. Oh, that's fine. Got about 30 seconds left of the ads. Yes, socks, yes. Got about 20 seconds left of the ad, so hopefully everyone's going well. I do want to get this sorted, but yeah, I think I found the bug. So trust me to write in a bug. So yeah, we'll get that sorted very, very quickly, and yeah, start moving on to the other items, like how to update and so forth like that. Anyway, welcome back everyone. All right, cool. So going into here, I've got to pass it into that. Yeah, that's not what we want. So relationship list. Yeah, we were thinking of using a pass, an integer and all that kind of fun stuff, but we're not getting those values from the back end. So an easy way to do this is just to do a filter. Now, there's not much data. We know what the data is going to be like. It's just going to be like this. Yeah, we could do a switch statement, or we could just do a filter on this. I'm going to do a filter on this just because what we want to do is we want to actually, why am I filtering down for that data? So I'm just having a quick think, because we're watching the relationship model. We've got the relationship. Unmount the relationship. Moves all of that. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then we've got the relationship model. Why am I doing priority? I think this is just old code that I don't need. Yeah, I think that's just old code that I don't need. And then we do the update there. But if the new value equals old value, we don't bother. And we've got a state in here. Got a state loading. So on mount, what we want to do is we want to mount it. We want to come in here. We want to do the conversion in here. Pretty easy stuff. Once it actually gets converted, it hits this, starts up this watch statement. If the new value equals the old value, we don't worry about any changes. Or if the state equals loading. Sorry, state.value equals loading. We don't do anything. And then we put the state as relationship updating. We do all of that. So we actually contact that. Okay, cool. And then what we want to do place state back to normal once data has been updated. Easy done. In fact, initializing. Would be a better one. And I think that's it. So if I hit refresh, we no longer get stuff, we get loading stuff. All right, cool, that's perfectly fine. There's a console log somewhere. Cool, so that, I'm just gonna hit refresh. Just gonna move that to the right. So that has loaded up everything. These are all initializing, which is all good and dandy. And then once it's done, oh yeah, I've got to have loading, initializing up here. All right, initializing. All right, cool. Give me 2 seconds. I am just going to copy that. All right, cool. And then the state.value will equal nothing once it's all done, which makes sense. So if we hit refresh, it should say initializing. Oh yeah, it stays on initializing. Okay. In which case, yeah, I do want to state.value equals nothing here. Oops. Return state to normal. Return and do nothing. All right, cool. Easy done. So if we hit refresh, everything loads in. Yeah, cool, done. And then if we change this, we've got updating priority. Cool. That will tell that it's updating. What that will mean is we will disable this when we've got a state. So where state does not equal nothing. Easy done. So if I hit refresh and go down here, I can change that. Oh, it's not disabling it. Am I not passing that down? Or is it meant to be... I think we have a bug. All right, give me 1 second. Why is it going into that mode? Let's just do a git pull. Oops, I've left chop chat on. That's meant to be live chat. All right, I'm just going to close all these tabs. We're going to minimize everything just to focus on this. So we're going to go source, components. We'll have select in here, and then we'll have the select. Now, do we have disabled? We don't. Ooh. And if we scroll all the way down, yeah. All right, so that's definitely a bug. Okay, pizza's in the oven. Sweet. All right, issues. Let's create a new issue. This will be for Welk. So this will be Welk select. Cannot disable component. All right, so if the user would like to disable the drop down, the select at any time there is no prop to send that data to the input. All right, cool. This one I'm going to say is pretty critical. This is definitely a bug. This is definitely in progress. This is definitely assigned to me. This is part of the components itself. And we'll probably, yeah, we'll fix this one pretty soon. So, yeah. All right. So going back to this, that's fine. How that's like that, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll work with that. From there, what we want to do is we actually do want to implement the updating. So here we're just going to go update state to notify the user. This is going to be a fetch. And this is object store, object destination. Okay, cool. We just need the stores in here. So that would be import use object store from, and that will be the stores object, and then object.ts. And then what I need to do is, I think that I do that above the props. Const object store equals use object store. Easy done. We want to scroll down. So that will get the object store destination, object store ID. This is also where we want to go link list. This will actually be a post. Sorry, this will, this will definitely be a patch. Because we're making an update. Now this isn't priority. This is going to be the. Oh, I also need. I need a few things. But I'll also need from here. This is where I go up to the linked objects. I need the index. Oh, no, not the index, sorry. There's just one more thing I need. I need that, the object assignment ID. In fact, I'm just going to object assignment ID. I'm just going to do it like that. In here. We'll go up to the procs. We know this is going to be type of number. Required is definitely going to be true. All right, easy done. So that one passes through. This is where we go. Oh, props. Yeah, props. Like that. And Jack, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome back. Now, this is where I've got to look in the back end to double check a few things. We need a translation layer to go from this object back into, essentially, it's the opposite of this. Where we go reverse. Yeah, we put it back in that, which is easy to do. That's just going to be a switch statement. What we could do, function, this is one thing which we could potentially do. We can return a specific type of object. I'm just having a quick think how I would do this. Also, how I would name it. I don't know what to name it. So I'm just checking on my pizza. It's in the oven. Come on, say it's delivering. Delivering? Still in the oven. All right. They don't have the time for me. Not a problem. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have translate option. This will give an object of a string and a boolean. I'll do something like that first, and then I'll get the object in. Where I just gotta go TypeScript function types. All right, my function, some return. It doesn't matter for the moment. All right. We'll fix this up in a little bit later. So what I want to do, translate options. We don't need to pass anything through onto this. What we'll have is we'll have a switch on the relationship model dot value. Easy done. And then what we'll have is we'll have all these different cases. Oops. Like that. So we'll have is blocked by, is currently blocking. Is duplicate of. Just gonna remove that. and then we should have relates to. So default is going to be the relates to. So what we want to return is an object. We want to return relationship, and in this sort of case, it'll be block for this particular one. Now, in this sort of case, reverse relationship will be is blocked by, so reverse relationship is going to be true here. We won't need that. All right. And then that will be false. It's currently blocking. All right, cool. I'm just gonna delete all of those. Because it'd be similar to this. All right, cool. So is blocking by, relationship is blocked, reverse relationship is true for the first one, false for the second one. Has duplicate object of, this will be, has duplicate object of, will be duplicate. So duplicate, and it should be true. Next one will be duplicate. Should also, it should be false. And then the last one is parent object of, so is that one, sorry, sub-object, I want sub-object. So is subject of will be that, and then the first one will be true, and then it'll be false. And that's it. That's all we need. You know, I don't know how to add in. All right, so that's gonna be like that. All right, cool. Whoa, what the fuck? All right, there we go. That will tell us what we want and stuff like that. And by default, we actually send back the, not sub-object, sorry, it relates to, and that's going to be false. It doesn't need to be true or false for that. So, yeah. So that should work. Famous last words. So we should be able to get the translate options. So in here, what we've got to do is get the translated options. Translated options. Yep, options. So we've got const translated option equals. It just gets that. It's yep, and then we've got something like that. Then in here, this is where I've got to think about how we're sending it to the back end. So this is where I start looking at the serializers. So serializers, object data, we've got link serializer. So when I object relation, oh, fuck off. All right, so object relation. Oh, and reverse relation. Because we'll need that. Yeah, we'll always need that. So that gets changed to required equals true. All right, so I'm just going to put that over there. We are going to go object relation. And it's going to be translated options dot relationship. And then object, reverse relation. And that should be okay. And it updates that, and then it sets it to 0. So I have done that to do before. We don't catch any errors at the moment. We're going to discuss what we want to do with the errors, whether or not it's modal, it's a toast, or something happens on the screen. We'll figure it out. So, I want to hit refresh. I'm going to go is blocked by. We got a 404. Which is fine for the moment. Now I'm going to connect the back end up to this. So I am going to have a look at NearBeach. We want to have a look at I want to minimize the serializers. I want to have a look at the views, API, object data node. Oh yeah, it's all under the project API view now. Give me 2 more seconds. My phone's going off like there's no tomorrow. Just making sure that everything's fine. All right, pizza. Apparently 10 minutes. All right, that's fine. Cool. All right. So we've got the retrieve. Partial update, yeah. We've got this. So we've got the create, which is a post. We've got a get. We've got a delete. We never did a patch, which is fine. We should do, to be consistent with all of our API, add in the thing at the end. All right, cool. And then we just go def link list update. Cool. So this will be self. We've got requests. We've got PK. We've got link PK. We've got the args and quags. At the moment, what I want to do is we'll have link list service equals all of that. Cool. Ooh. Yeah. All right. So I've got to update all of this. However, we have just hit an ad break. So let's go. Whoa. Sorry about that. I was meant to just take that all the way over there. Let's have a little bit of a socks moment here. Look at her. Yeah. There we go. That better? Yeah. How about this? Oh, yeah. Whoa. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. All right, socks. Oh! All right, that hit me in the face. All right, socks. Are you tiring down now? You're like, yeah. Okay. No, don't touch my head. All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's jump back into it. So we haven't actually made the update link yet, so we're just going to go over here. So we've got the create link, we've got the delete link, we've got the get link list, and all that kind of fun stuff. We don't actually have the updated version. Now, in specific cases, depending on if the link is reversed or whatever, I'm just trying to think. We just want to update those particular fields, which should be really easy to do. And am I sending that data back? Probably not, but we'll set it up so it does. I'm just trying to think, do we want it to hydrate? I had this problem last week where I was thinking about hydration and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, probably not. All right, socks. You gotta give me some space on my desk. So what I want to do is I want to scroll all the way down. We've got the get link list. We've got the init too. So that only passes through that. Create link. Yeah, we do send through the request. So I will need to actually send through the request up here. So this will be, we do have the link ID. I don't think I can get all the data from the request. Sorry, Sox's head is in the way. I don't know where my code is. There we go. All right. Fuck off. Thank you. Anyway. This will be request passing through. If that is that, then what we want to do, very similar to everywhere else, we just want to return, much like up here, we just want to return response status equals status dot. It won't be created. Yeah, it'll just be a 200. All right, let's see where this pizza is. Ooh. Well, they're right here, aren't they? Right, the pizza is kind of here. I've got to quickly run it in a second. But yeah, with this update link, we just do something like that. And then otherwise we send a bad response, stock standard sort of stuff. Like that. We'll figure out the update link right now. So we'll go in here. Now they've got the, probably need to send both the request and the link ID, now that I think about it. Easy done. Oh, I'll be right back. I have food. I don't know where to put it. All right, you guys are going to see socks. just because you guys don't need to see me eat all this food. So, yeah. Okay. Give 2 seconds, sorry. There we go. So very similar to what we're doing here with the get link lists, object data and all that kind of fun stuff. And we're going to create our own little functions. No, don't eat mine. In your bed. In your bed. In your bed. Is we want to create that. Now, we'll need data. We'll need the serializer. So, and then we need to double check that the serializer is correct. Alright, if it isn't, we're going to send back false. And that's it. Easy done. Now that we know the data is correct, what we want to do is we want to update that particular value. Give me 2 seconds, I'm just eating. Oh. So, we're filtering for the data that we want. What the hell? Damn it, my keyboard just stopped working. Nah. Alright, we're going to do something like this because I want to do another check. If I just want to do that. We don't need to do this. However, I want to tell the user if they've made a mistake. That's all. Then the next thing we're going to do is update. Yeah, there's no change by. Yes, change user. Is request user. What I want to do is we've got the field itself, and I keep forgetting what the field is called. I'm just opening it up very, very quickly. We've got link relationship that we're updating. Oh, the parent link. All right, this might be a little bit more involved. Because I got to figure out which one's the parent and which one's not. But we have this code already. We just got to read it. Let's go into the create. So when we're creating a link, single object, so forth like that, I'm just trying to remember all of it. Single object. Yep, pulls out all of that. Yeah, cool. Where are we updating the that particular field? So we're updating the parent link. All right. This would be under link service. Oh. We can move this, but just set it in the object like that. All right, cool. Oop. This is just plain old Ubuntu. Nothing special. Alright, I'm trying to remember what this does. So object relationship in... Oh. Shit. Oh, it does the destination. Ah. So I've got to figure out what the other object is. And then update that. All right. So there's a bit of work that I got to do. I'm just wondering where I could do it. So at the moment, what I'm going to be sending to the back end is quite literally, if we scroll up, if we're reversing the relationship. So instead of being is blocking, it'll be is blocked by. Now, how am I going to do this? I can set more data from the front end. So if I got that, don't eat my pizza. No. In your bed. All right, let's have a look at the front end. Task administrator is blocked by. So it's saying that this particular thing is blocked by that task administrator. So we've got to, as the parent element, we've got to say that the parent element is this here. To make life easier, what I could do is in the front end, send also back the parent element. That could be a lot easier. So the backend doesn't have to do any lookups or anything like that. It's got all the... It's just updating the... It's just updating this. It's updating the I'll go back here. It's updating the link relationship and the parent link. And that's something extremely trivial at the front end to do. So putting all the work on the front end might be the better solution here. So we might not need the reverse relationship here. We might need to just go parent. And this is just a car field. And it can be done very, very easily. Oh, it's parent link? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just looking this up. All right. So as you can see here, there's a lot of projects is the parent link. And then a lot of nothing. Okay. Those are related. Yeah, relates to is parent object of requirement. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I need to actually have those matching exactly. All right. I don't think I passed down the object. All right. Let's build this up. Let's also reload everything. Let's open up linked list. We do have object type, so this will be a string. And we need just object type passing down. So up here, we'll have object assignment ID, the relationship, all that fun stuff. We'll have that passed down. Awesome. I'll quickly do that. It's 1:30 to get back down there. Get rid of that. And then that will be object store. We've got to deal with the meta. I can't just return now. All right. So a project can be connected to a project. So you can have a project blocking a project. To store that information, we have meta. Which essentially just tells the system, hey, this is all of the same type. Now, the problem is when we do is blocking, and it is of meta, and then we switch it to something else. So let's say the flip of it is currently blocking, or is blocked by. How are we handling that? Oh, no. Ah. Oh, sorry, socks. Oh, sweetie. Sorry, my watch got caught in the thing. Aww. There you go. Sorry, sweetie. My watch got caught on that thing and it. She's now not happy. She's not happy at all. All right, I'm going to have to think about how we deal with the meta. So, if we have project 1, and that's blocking project 2, our database will state meta in here for starters. Yeah. How am I going to do this? I could send it a different shape up. So I'm just thinking out aloud. I could send the parent and the child with IDs and types. Which gives me the ability in the backend to handle that. Because it's a simple check. So it would be a simple check. That way, I can handle it in the back end very, very easily. And then I just update those fields whenever there's meta. So that could be for meta. But it's best to be, the other times, really, we are just updating 2 fields. We are just updating the link relationship and the parent link. That's all. That could work. Yeah, that could work. Because if it comes through like that, then we can easily update the meta object and meta title. I'm just thinking in other sort of cases. If in any other case, we're going to update just those two fields. But if it's a meta, this is where I've forgotten how it's currently done. I've got a 031 somewhere. Wait 2 seconds. Oh, I gotta run it on the same thing. I'll just cancel that. I'll stop that. What I'm doing is I'm setting up this to show that. So if we've got, let's say, project 2, let's go linked objects. Okay, that relates to, I'm just going to delete that. Ah, there's a bug. I'm just going to delete everything. I'm just going to create a new link. What we're going to do, it's going to be a project. We're going to say is blocked by, and we're going to say project 2. So project 1 is blocked by project 2. Now, if I go into the admin, because this one actually has the old admin, we'll think about putting this back in. We want object assignment. This is going to be the latest connection. We've got project only, so project 1 here. Meta object 2. Meta object. All right, so in these specific cases with the parent link, it'll either be this. So it's saying meta object, otherwise it'll say project. So if I were to switch this, I'll need to make that project. So if I go and type that as project, I'm just going to go save and continue. Easy done. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go to linked objects. Ooh. That just disappeared. Maybe I didn't get that right. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to create the link, and I'm going to do it again and go, but it's currently blocking that one. I'm just going to hit refresh. We've got number 50. We're going to scroll down. Oh yeah, project. Yeah, I had that right. The fucking bastard. So that's number 1. Meta object is that. So yeah, I just need to change it to project. Or meta underscore object. All right, I think this can be done. So once again, that's just updating the link and the parent link. Just those two. We're simplifying it again. So if we go into not this one, this one. What we need to do We need a ternary. This will be meta object. Otherwise, in this sort of case, because the relationship is blocked, it's going to be the props object type. Like that. And this is for every second one, so duplicate. In this sort of case, with the relates, it doesn't matter if the parent link gets switched around or anything like that. The reason being is relates to doesn't really have a hierarchy. They actually sit at the same level. We don't care how you say which one's the parent or whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, so we've just done that. Now we need to copy this, but instead of having the props object type, this will be object store. And it'll be the destination. All right. And that's pretty much it. Is parent object of... I might have mucked this up. All right. Give me a couple of seconds. We've got project object, destination, project object, destination, project object. One, two. Oh, I forgot, is duplicate object of... Oh no. Has duplicate object of would be true. So that's going to be duplicate, and that's the props. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the is duplicate of. And the relationship would be duplicate. However, this then changes. Oh, fuck off. Did I not copy? All right, and then we've got is subject of. Now that one is going to be the props.object type, because that one is going to be the true of it. And then is parent of. So yeah, I just fucked up. Oh, I've got is parent object of already. I'll just quickly paste that in there, and then I'll delete those 5. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 statuses. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, cool. All right. So we've got the relationship and we've got the parent link. Those are the 2 things that we're updating in the back end. The third bin. Yeah. Now the relationship is now only that. We're going to be updating the parent link. It's going to be like that so we can update it. So we've got the parent link, that should all send to the back end. If we've got the project API, that goes into here, the link server, that then goes request. That goes into here. Hopefully it passes the serializer, it passes through the parent link and the link relationship. Which means I don't need that anymore. All right. Parent link, link relationship. Object relation, what's that one again? Which means I need I am gonna open up a different one, confirm. Sorry, just give me a couple of seconds. I'm just going to the 3.1. I want to double check everything. Here's the latest one. So new, we're going all the way across. We have the link relationship and then the project link. Oh, okay, so I must have, in the old version, I must have separated this out. Instead of having link relationship as a character field in here, I've separated it out to make sure that we've got the relation dictionary and stuff like that. That's going to be perfectly fine. We're going to continue with that because that will have the dictionary. That will then be read-only. The parent link itself also does need to come through. We are going to put that as required equals true because we definitely need that because we're going to update both of those two fields. In this sort of case, then, what we need is we've got object relation and parent link. We're sending both of those back to here. This goes through here. It then sends that through there along with the request. In the request, it serializes. Hopefully it gets down to here. We then do the update. We then get the what we want. Double check that there are results in there. If there isn't, what we're doing is we're sending back a 400 error. That's perfectly fine. That then tells the user, hey, listen, that didn't quite work. Don't expect anything to change. From here, we've got update. We're going to update everything. So we're going to set the parent link and the link relationship. However, it's not going to be link relationship. It is actually going to... It's going to be this. Now, I don't know if I need to save. Yeah, we don't have a save. And then we just return true. Whether this works, I don't know yet. We're going to find out in a second. So I'm going to kill this old server. We're going to start the dev on this server. We're going to debug on this server. We're just going to... Oh, I have locked out. All right, cool. Not a problem. It was very, very quick. All right, cool. So what I want to do, task administration, I want to go is blocked by. Now that's saying priority success. But if I go into network, I'm just going to reload everything. It's a 404. So I can't find this. Ah, linked list. Did I really call it list item? Linked list, list item, list item. Consistency. Sometimes it just goes out the window for me. There we go. All right. It's going to hit refresh because we're just down the server. All right, cool. Currently blocking priority. It's saying priority success. What I'm going to do. Yeah, all right. It doesn't do the catch. Well, that's a bit weird. Why can't I find it? I do have something like that. Error, page not found. We do have the data. We've got block parent link is currently blocking. So that will be, yeah, that is correct. Let me just do that. And that's parent link task. All right, cool. Awesome. Currently blocking. Oh, that's meant to be switched around. So, is currently blocking. Oh, I've made it so that it only does it. Ah! Alright, got another big bug first before we get to that one. Alright, so if it is currently blocking, I've got to think about this. So is currently blocking. We're going to send back the relationship as blocked. Now, depending on the link, if they both equal the same, or does it matter? Because is currently blocking means that the parent link is this particular one, no matter what. But the problem is I don't know if this project is in meta or not. Which means this might get a little bit more complicated. Depending on a number of situations. This is the joys of implementing a meta sort of fields. I don't know if anything is going to be meta or not. It's annoying as hell. But we can manually set something up in the database. We can set something up to sort of replicate it. Yeah, this is... Socks, you got any ideas? She's like, nah, just don't fling me off the bed again. All right, so the API come back again. Now, in reality, if it isn't in a meta sort of station, what I could potentially do is send back both element IDs and update both those particular fields in the meta, and it's not ideal. Meta object status. So we've got the meta object, we've got that, and then we've got the status with the meta object. Oh, sorry, pick your... Alright, how am I going to solve this? So, we've got a problem where I don't know if it's which meta it is. I've also got a problem where it's not wanting to connect to that URL. Alright. So we've got a... Fuck, I don't know how I can do this. Parent link. Because I don't know if it's a meta. I don't know if this is... Yeah. In this sort of case, we've got the link relate. I'm going to change number 43. Give me a couple of seconds. This is the new database. I'm just going to close that. I'm going to disconnect. I'm just going to connect to this one. All right, we've got object 43 here. We've got this is a project. Oh, object type task. All right, no. 40. And hey, India, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. No, that's for requirement. Project and requirement. Oh, parent like that. All right, no. Object type I'm looking at. Object type task, object type task. Object type requirement. Object type, all right, 42. There we go. We've got that. Now, what I want to do, parent link. I'm going to be block. It's applied that. So if we refresh on the front end, we should see is currently blocking. Sweet. It's not Git. It's NearBeach. Project management. We just hit an 8. I don't know if you're in an ad, but we've just hit an ad. And this sucks. All right, there you go. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We're just refiguring out the whole meta system. So when, let's say you're blocking let's say you have a project and it blocks another project. In the object assignment table, that flags it as a meta. Now, the problem is, if I change it from, on the front end, from being, let's say, is currently blocking to is blocked by, we have a flip of that meta. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm getting that, sending back the correct meta information. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. How have you been at least? Right, we've got about 10 seconds left. Alright, welcome back everyone. Alright. Oh, that one. And I'm just wondering what information can I import down? Because I've got, if we just refresh this, I've got this information, but it doesn't tell you what's a method or not, or what the, you know, the parent meta is. What I can do is I can send back the object ID. And then the backend can handle that because it just searches for which one has that ID. That shouldn't be too bad to do that. Oh yeah, she does. She likes to lick me all the time. And sometimes she'll reach out and put a paw on my hand. All right. Right, we're going. What can I do? What data do I have? So, we've got the parent link being project here. Hold on a moment. I might be able to solve this. If I go this and change it to meta object and apply that, we go to the front end. We're just going to hit apply. We can see project QA team. Oh, that should be, it's blocked by. All right, parent link should be meta object. That should actually be technically flipped. Let's have a look at the data. Do you have that coming through as meta object? That being said, can I run a server 0.0.0.0.8080? 8081. Oh. That's weird. It's very weird. Admin. This would be object assignment. The latest one being 50. We have set that to project. All right, I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna set that one back up again. We're gonna go project 1. We're going to add in our linked objects. We're going to go, all right, cool. We're looking for projects. Is blocked by project 2. Go back here. We hit refresh. We go into the 51. It is meta object. Was it 42? Yep. That's the parent link. All right, cool. Auth credentials not provided. That's perfectly fine. We just refresh. We just go admin. We sign back in. Go back over here. We hit refresh. We've got 42. Meta object. All right, cool. That's what we want to see. In the application itself, that's meant to be is blocked by. So that's another bug. But the idea being is we've got the field meta object here. So we do originally pass this down. All right. Oh, it sucks. Boop. All right. What do I want to do? Oh, I want to solve this. And then I can move on to the documentation and stuff like that. All right. Now, originally we had that reverse relation is meant to be true. All right. Yep. I see where that bug is. What am I going to do to send to the back end? I can first see if there is a chance of it being a meta object. From there, I can send back the types, the parent one, and so forth like that. The problem is I don't know, for the meta object, I don't know which one is the parent object. Isn't that right, Socks? And she said, yeah. Yes, all right. It's a good problem to solve. I could send through an extra field from the back end being like, is this the meta object or something like that. But also at the same time, I don't want to delete the object because that's just silly and stupid. The create does something where it's that. All right. So I'm finding this frickin' link. All right, let's scroll up to the create. So with the create, we've got the serializer, we pass it all through, context, yeah, all right, cool, project serializer, request that post, yep. I don't know why I'm passing through all of that. Because that's the serializer on the right there, which is, doesn't need any of that, so we remove it. We validate it. Group list, get group list. Oh, hang on, sorry. Wrong level. So we get here, link service. Yeah, all right, this is it. So it creates it, so gets the list service. We don't need that. If not valid, it passes it. Yep. Now it passes back the serializer. Oh yeah, because we're passing that create back because we need that piece of data. All right, cool. Then we get our object type, object relation. Yeah, double check that. Single object equals, yep, gets what we want. Then in here, parent link will equal that. Yeah. How can I do this? I also feel like at the same time, I need to be able to create something in here. Alright, so my plan of attack at the moment is to come back to this. Come back to the editing of it and so forth like that. So I'll scroll all the way down. I'll just go to finish the update status, updating the link. I'll have to think about how this is going to work, how I want to actually send that information back. The reason being is the meta stuff will be a bit tricky. We might need a little bit more information with the meta. But that's not going to be too much of a problem. In the serializers, we could send meta object type. The character field required equals false, right only equals true. So that deals with information that we can send from the front end to the back end. Now, the problem is we should then send that information to the front end. We can easily send object is meta. So dealing with that little connection, stating whether or not that is meta, and then that will help us on the front end. And once we do the complexities on the front end, because if we do that on the front end, because we have the data there, it saves us doing it on the back end. Essentially what we could potentially do, once again, is only update these two fields. So we can determine whether or not we're updating the parent link. We can determine whether or not we're we're determining the link relationship. And I like that. What about you, Stocks? Do you like that? She's like, no, no. So then we only have this object is meta as read only. with the writing one, it means we could get rid of that because we do all the heavy lifting at the front end. Okay. So, we've got our link relationship. Those are, yeah, I just want to update those two fields. So it'll be like this code here. That's the end goal. Sorry, we're going back to the update sort of thing because I'm like, yeah, I think I figured it out. With a serializer, what we want to do, link service, we have the gets in here. It's going to be easier if I go from here. Link list, get link list, I think on. I do apologize. So, data point. Oh yeah, we were gonna clean up a lot of this, weren't we? So data points in data point list if destination equals data point non-null field. That does all of that. Then we got that one. If the destination is either prototype or requirement, add Kanban cards. All right, cool. I keep forgetting where the oh yeah. That will be that. That's always oh, this is gonna be so complicated. I wrote this code a long time ago. I'm just going to do this. So that's project. That's task. That's task. That's requirement. Meta object. Exclude meta object. All right, cool. I'm just going to hit play again. But this time, I'm just going to forward. All right, cool. Forward. Ooh, this one is task. So tasks falls down in here. That will be fine. All right. One problem is I've forgotten what this business logic is all about. Absolutely forgotten it all. The parent link, that would be... So I'm just having a think. You're going to give me some skin. Skin? No. Skin. I don't know how this all connects anymore. I really don't. Which is really annoying. Because I was hoping I could get this all connected really, really quickly. The thing is, I don't know if the create system will work. And I'm going to have to look at the old code to be like, what are we sending back? Why are we sending it like that? And so forth like that. And it might be the case, what I do is I will... I could send back the object relation and send back the choice, the value choice, which might be the thing which I've got to do. Okay, so going back into here, instead of translating and doing all of that sort of stuff, we'll get rid of this now. I think I'm overcomplicating it. Instead of translating all of those, what we've got to do is send back the relationship. Like that. Now, in the back end, we have this relationship dict, which is this. So you got relates to relate, blocked by blocked, blocking block, sub-object of, and so forth like that. Now that handles that sort of connection. Alright. What I might do is change that so that way it makes sense. And then in the back end, I can check which is the parent, which is that. Yeah, alright. It's just one of those things where you're just like, ooh. Just overly complicated. I'm trying to simplify it down without so much code. Reverse relation. In reality, I should not be sending back reverse relation. I should be sending back a structure like this, which, like, relates, blocked, blocking, subobject, and all that kind of fun stuff, which I should be doing. Instead of having something like this, I could have link relationship, have it a lot nicer in here. It just means I've got to... I'm now refactoring a lot of my code. Which is very annoying, because I did want to move on to documentation tonight, and I did want to move on to notes and comments and MISC, which are meant to take a lot shorter time to actually do. Yeah, so... very annoying. What I could potentially do... Oh. Give me a couple of seconds. That's why. And then I go away and come back. Oh. Okay. But it's not mounted anymore. Oh. All right. So that's a bug. I've got to fix that. Yeah, I did want to get onto documentation. And I just realized, but yeah, that actually destroys that information when you move away from it. Another thing I could potentially do is I could send back all that piece of information and then handle it like I do with the create and have functions that deal with it. The only difference between the create and the update is the create will create a row, whereas the update will find that row and update those values. That might be an idea. All right. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to open up the old NearBeach. We're going to do some research. We've got the network open. I'm just going to delete that link. All right, now I'm going to open up this. We've got our network. We can create a new link. I'm going to go project. Don't worry, that's just getting the data. We're going to go project and we're going to go, it's currently blocking. All right, easy done. So if I send those changes, that adds it in. So we've got this coming through. We send off a request being like, all right, we're after a project to object relation is blocking. All right. I'm going to get my tablet. I think I've got to solve the create before I solve the update. And I think that's why I'm getting a bit confused. All right, so in here, what we're doing, new link. Data we are sending. So with the new one, we're going to go object type. Max, can you not do that? We're going to go object ID. And we just have blocking. Now, if let's say we're going to add in one for task. Let's say is blocked by task. We got blocked by. Okay. So we're going to need the full gambit here. Where's my thing? And then the relationship. In full. So when we create, we've got to determine if it is meta. Got to also determine what is the parent object. Cool. Yeah, we can do this. Now, if I go back to the code, let's get the link list. Let's delete. This is create link. So we've got the serializer, double check all that. All right, cool. We've got the object type and we've got the object relationship. Sweet. So we've got to make sure that the object type is in the dictionary. If it's not, we kick it out. Then we get the single object, which it will be the object dictionary passing through the object type, and we're getting the that. So that's the other object. That's the object we're connecting to. Then with the submit object assignment, we're creating an object assignment. We've got the change user. We're passing through an object type and single object. All right, so if that's a project, it'll be a project. And then we're adding through the destination ID to the location ID. All right, cool. Yep, that will work. So if it's a project, it's a project. Now, the thing that stumped me before is how this is working. I don't think that is. Because we've got object relation. Blocking. Parent link equals self destination, which is this. Object type. Oh, this is old. It doesn't have object type in here. Oh, I might have mucked this up. Yeah, I think I've absolutely screwed this piece of code. I'm probably just going to have to go back and rewrite a lot of it and do a lot of conversion so the front end can handle it a little bit better too. Yeah, all right. That's great. That's delete. Get link list. We're gonna have to do that. All right. I'm gonna have to redraft everything, refactor everything here. For starters, this code is overly complicated. It is trying to do a complicated thing where essentially we're trying to, in our database, sort of state what the parent object is, whether it's a meta or a task, project, and so forth like that, and then have a very simplified upper level value, so blocked instead of is blocked by or currently blocking. Yeah, I just don't know what to do in this sort of case. We're already getting issues and so forth like that, and yeah. And then I'm looping through this data points to get the data results where I'm annotating the values out, which kind of makes sense because we've got to go through project, task, and all that kind of fun stuff to get those values out. I don't know. So when it's in the meta, yeah. Oh, all right, pick on. Yeah, I don't know what to do in this case. I can kind of understand what this is doing. There we go, YouTube. Yeah. I honestly don't know what to do here. I'm exhausted. Alright, so the goals for the new one. One. Fuck off, brain. Spell. Simplify the data from the API. And what I mean by that is if someone were to get data like this, don't have reverse relationship and stuff like that. Actually have link relationship set properly. Which means I'm probably going to have to split up the query into a couple of different sets. Which is fine. I just don't know how to do it at the moment. All right.
I'm stumped. I'm just